Hey, this is your Athens, Georgia County Weather Girl here tonight to talk with you about the weather, and I'm going to try and be really, really quick with this. The weather is changing quite a lot. We know that there's going to be a potential historic winter storm for the East Coast and impacting us all the way down here in Georgia and across the South, all the way over into the Mid-South over in Texas. It's going to be pretty bonkers. What we're seeing right now on models is the low pressure system coming out of the Baja California area. It's going to slide across the south of America, and that's going to interact with a very, very strong high pressure system, bringing very, very cold air from Canada. And what's going to happen is the cold air from Canada is going to get up under the warmer, moist air that's coming in through Baja California, and eventually it'll merge and interact with the Gulf of Mexico and bring more moisture, more energy. What happens is the rain that will fall from this moist air is going to fall and get all the way down to the ground, where it's going to interact with that very cold frozen air, if you will, and it's going to land on things and freeze, call it freezing rain, or sometimes it'll freeze right before it hits the ground and come down as sleet and like ice pellets. So the danger with this system is that the nature of it is going to be a long-lasting system, so it's not going to be over within a couple hours. So we're looking right now, this is on Saturday, around Saturday morning. By Saturday afternoon, we're going to start seeing the impacts of this precipitation moving in from all the way from Baja California. It's going to be moving across, I mentioned a second ago. It's going to start starting snow in the very far north of Georgia in a mountain area. By Saturday evening, we're going to start seeing some frozen, probably coming down a little bit as cold rain at the very start, but then changing over to freezing rain for us here in the Athens area. By Saturday 10 o'clock, late night or so, we will be under some very strong, very heavy frozen rain. Some very heavy frozen rain. So areas to our north, again, further up north you get, if you're up in the Toccoa area and the Helen area, whatever, I think there you have a better chance of seeing a more of a sleet snow mix based on what I'm looking at right now with today's model data. And certainly if you're up in Tennessee and in North Carolina, your chances of seeing more of a sleet or snow, more of a pure snow mix are much higher the further up you get. And that really is dependent on how far this very cold air from Canada winds up pushing down. If it comes all the way down to, for example, if right now the 540 line is over Tennessee, but if the 540 line winds up, running across Athens, for example, that means areas to our south, Macon and Augusta, Savannah, would be in the crosshairs of this freezing rain. Wherever this winds up setting up, someone is going to have a really bad time. Freezing rain is the least desirable of all the options for this kind of event. The likelihood that we would see, for example, a pure snow event is not super duper strong, unless this really cold air, if we see evidence of that coming further south over the next couple of days. Then we might see a little more snow. But I think for us, the more realistic solution right now, based on what we're looking at right now at the Euro, all models are showing this spot. It's not just the Euro, the GFS Canadian model. Everybody's showing the same look. That's why everyone's taking this very seriously. I think the likelihood of us getting all snow is slim. There's a more likelihood that we would wind up getting cold rain for the duration of the event than to see us getting all snow. Somewhere between that, though, is what I think is what we're looking at right now, is for us to see a lot of freezing rain and sleet. Freezing rain is a danger. So as I mentioned before, the cold air coming down, it freezes, touches something and it freezes. It lands on pine trees, power lines, freezes. And we're talking right now, so this event starts around 7, 8 o'clock or so in the evening Saturday and does not let up until Sunday around 7 or 8 in the morning. So that's almost 10, 12 hours of nothing but freezing rain falling. And some of the projections I've been seeing on the Euro AI, and some of the other models are showing up to an inch or so of frozen rain on surfaces outside. I don't think I think those are a little overdone, but even if we just had half of that or a third of that, like a third of an inch of ice covering every single thing, like it's the well, in my inlay picture, I don't know if you can like get your glasses on and look. There's a picture from 1973 of the ice storm in Georgia, and you can almost make out here there's a tree, the little sapling of a tree that's bent over a driveway, it looks like. And the smaller trees will do that. They will bend over and they'll be fine. And by the time all that stuff starts melting off days later, it'll go right. The big trees, the ones that are rigid, they will crack and break. And the tops of the trees will come off. The limbs will come down. The limbs will fall on power lines. In 1973, we had a historic ice storm in Georgia, Atlanta, Athens, Georgia area. I was 4 years old in Athens at the time, and I remember that so very well. We were without power for about a week and a half. We were living off of a Coleman camping stove. We did not have any heat. It was very cold. There's no TV. There's nothing worked. And we were not allowed to go outside because you could hear like the cracking of trees just breaking off, like crack, crash, crack, crash. You just hear it outside all around you because no TVs and nothing. Like it's all you heard all night long. So the danger of going out and winding up getting struck by a limb where it was it was not worth the risk. All right, so that's our setup. This precipitation is going to wind up moving out of our area by midday Sunday or so. It's going to be very cold, depending on all the stuff on the ground. There's ice everywhere. It's we're going to get freezing temperatures the following night. It's just going to be extremely dangerous, and I don't think that even if we have widespread power outages, it's going to be hard to get power crews in to start fixing some of the stuff because of the icy roads. Okay, so that's a quick walkthrough on what our setup is looking like. Please be safe out there and continue to monitor the weather. I post regular updates on the Athens, Georgia weather subreddit. That's Athens GA weather. That's on subreddit. I do a little more model analysis there. In fact, I do them a lot more than I do videos. And I'll keep you up to date as the week goes through. I do also have a daytime full-time job, so I won't be on there as much as I want to be, but I'll be updating as much as I can throughout the day. That's it for now. Be safe, be weather aware, and as you go through the week, now would not be a bad idea to start making some preparations. We'll do a separate video on what kind of actually I won't. Let me just quickly go through that. Make sure you have enough sustenance, food. You're not going to be able to warm up your frozen chicken nuggies. Not happening. So make sure you have plenty of bread, peanut butter, jelly jam, that kind of stuff. You don't have to eat like a king, just like our queen. Like you just have to be able to just get energy. So make sure you have plenty of easy to prepare foods. Second thing is, and know whether you're on well water or not. If you're on well water, you have some extra considerations. Your well pump is not going to work, so you're not going to have water flowing into your house. For those of you who are on well water, if you're out in the country or if you're like me on the city and you've got a well and you're not on city water, make sure you have a cache of water saved up so that you can flush your toilets. And just keep some 5-gallon buckets around so you can grab a couple gallons and go and pour in your toilet, and you can at least be sanitary and take care of business that way. If you're on city water, maybe not so much of a concern, providing the city pumps and all that still work. Probably not a bad idea to have some water. If you can get like I don't know, 5-gallon buckets of water. Just if you don't have a lot, if you can't, just make sure you kind of use your water wisely. Food, water. Don't go out in this stuff. It's not worth it. There will be treetops breaking up. Pine trees are going to have the worst of it. They're the ones that break most frequently when these really bad ice storms happen. They will crack and fall. If you have cars outside, make sure you move the cars away from trees, particularly pine trees. and get them as far away from those as you can, because otherwise you're going to wind up with trees all over your car, and it's not going to be fun, especially those of you who can't afford full insurance. So move your cars away from trees. Obviously, you can't move your house. If you've got trees all around you, you're just going to have to, just know that some limbs could fall down on your roof. What else is there? Don't go outside. Don't play hero. Don't get a chainsaw. Think you're going to go out and clear roads for everybody. Don't do it. It's when these tree limbs are falling down, one could fall on you very, very easily, and not worth it. Not to mention the fact that there's going to be live power, like on the ground under some of these tree limbs. You don't have to touch a power line to die from it. You can get literally 10, 15 feet away from it. You step, next minute you're dead. Like just don't even do it. Stay inside where it's safe. Get some batteries for your devices. Make sure you got everything charged up as well as you can. Obviously, your phones are going to go dead after a day or two. So if you have some backup battery, power, if you've got a generator, that's great. You can use that to do some charging of your devices. Yeah, that's basically it. I hope this doesn't verify. I don't like the idea of having an ice storm. It's not fun. It's not fun at all. I'd love if we got, if we were in North Carolina and we got 10 inches of snow. That'd be pretty dope, honestly. That would be pretty nice, but not going to happen. That's it for now. I'll probably do another video in a couple of 3 days. I just want to see how model data is going to continue to kind of evolve, and look over to the coming week or so, and by midweek or so, I'll probably do another quick video checking in. But that's it for now. I am your Athens, Georgia Townie weather girl. If you'd like to stay in touch with me, I'm on Reddit. That's, as I mentioned a second ago, that's mostly where I post. So it's reddit.com/r/AthensGAweather. I'll talk to you later, and have a good week.